What's going on, y'all? 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 It's Dawhveed. Oh, man. What's going on, y'all? It's Dawhveed, and today I'm bringing you 6 incredible turret lineups for CT side and 4 really amazing Nanoswarm grenade lineups along with basic takes for attack side. Let's get into it. Starting on defense at A site, you're going to want to come over to default and face the bomb site. Then just right click your turret so it's facing you, then set it up on this ledge here. This spot can see both A long and A short, and it's in a very weird spot that attackers don't normally sweep immediately. I like to play heaven here with this turret setup and play a very tight angle and then swing once I hear my turret get someone's attention. The second one for A site is a lot simpler, just face this chest and flip your turret around with right click and then set him down. This spot also watches both A long and short, and just like the other A turret, playing heaven with this one is incredible because it makes your enemies have to flick to you once you swing on them when they're shooting your turret. I like this spot especially for when enemies are pushing from sewers because it's actually really easy to miss when you're clearing angles from there. Moving on over to B site for the first turret, you're going to want to go right in front of the site, flip that bad boy around and throw him right up on top. This is what I like to call a bait turret because it's in such an advantageous spot for info, but a terrible spot for longevity. Basically, your turret will do a great job at telling you when someone is either windows or coming from outside doors, but it will soon die after. Since it's so high up, take advantage of when enemies are trying to shoot it down and swing out from either side of the doorway to try to trade with your turret. My second one on B is a lot better protected, and it's much better for you if you're playing B solo or your team wants to just play retake on B. Come to the back of site and flip it around and then place it as much in the middle as you can. This turret can't see default, but it can tell you if anyone's pushing through to either side of the site, giving you important info for retaking. I like to play offsite with this one, normally in like A-link. Heading over to C for the last 2 turrets, the first one here is very similar to the first one on B site. Just come over here and look up to place it on top of the site. This turret does a great job at telling you when enemies are coming down C long without you having to actually risk peeking it, so wait until your turret hears them and then swing out while their crosshairs are up high. For the last turret, come over here and flip it around and set it down on the left side of this holding sign. This turret has a terrific line of sight down C long, into garage, and even watches your flank from CT. This is one that you're going to have to aggressively defend and fight for to keep it alive since it covers really important sight lines. Switching over to attack side, we'll start with A side again. For your first Nanoswarm grenade, come over to garden and plop yourself into this corner. Aim your crosshair over the wall and directly onto this blade of grass sticking out, and then left click to throw as soon as the round starts. Quickly head towards A main, popping your nano as you go, and you should be able to peek out long safely because your nano will cover the normal spot that people play when holding the long angle. For this push, you can either use your turret to watch the flank by placing it here to watch the entire spawn, or you can drop it down aggressively to push onto site and peek angles. Since we only used one grenade to push onto site, you can use your last one to hide inside of here so that when your team plants for default, you can pop your Nanoswarm to prevent the defuse. For B site, scoot up next to this box and then aim up here, placing your crosshair on the inside angle created by the mountain-like peaks in the background. This nano will discourage anyone from peeking either side of the doorway on B site, so as long as they aren't on top of the actual site and someone is watching your garage, you can walk up to B pretty safely. The garden turret is great here too, so it can watch your flank from spawn, but you can also drop your turret down right in front of site when you're walking up so it can watch both sides of the site for enemies entering. Since you only use one grenade so far to take the site, make sure to hide your last Nanoswarm inside of the planted bomb to prevent defusing. Heading over to C for the final setups, back yourself into this corner and aim up. For the first grenade, place your crosshair onto this lonely piece of foliage on the wall and then jump and left click. For the second one, look up to where the mountain in the background meets the wall, then jump and left click again to throw. Your first one lands here, blocking enemies from peeking out to hold C long. Depending on your timing of the throw during your jump, you should be able to hit the enemies back here as well. Your second grenade lands towards CT to stop the retake and enemies rotating over. Again, the garden turret is incredible here, and even an alarm bot on the flank would do just fine. And that, my friends, is going to do it for my quick guide on some insane turret spots and nanoswarms for Killjoy on Haven. Make sure to toss a nade over my subscribe button and notification bell to stay up to date on all of my content, and drop a turret on that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment if you have any questions and I will check you all in my next Killjoy video. See ya!
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
One enemy remaining.